What do you think when you hear the term student athlete? For many, it is an image of a person that excels not only in the playing field but also in the classroom. Most people don't realize that the students who participate in intercollegiate sports have the potential to be at greater risk for depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Student athletes participate and compete as a team and individually to succeed at their sport. Successful athletes know that their game can only be as good as their attitude, focus, and desire to win. In addition to the normal developmental challenges that all college students face, student athletes face added pressure because of the commitment and participation level that college athletics demand. Research suggests that 10 to 15% of college athletes are at risk of developing mental health issues due to the increased stress and anxiety of participating in a college sport. This may lead to a diagnosis of depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and eating disorders.
Lucas and Vincenzo present to you.
I feel like although academics should be put first, there's a lot of pressure put on by the coaches that sports should definitely come first above that.
Succeeding under pressure.
Yes. My name is Paula Tessine. I teach at High School North. This is my 18th year. I've coached here for 17 years.
Do sports benefit children?
I believe that athletics teaches students to think critically, because you often have to think within seconds and make a decision, which is a life skill that's necessary. I also think sports allow students to be exposed to situations where they have to work with different types of personalities and achieve a common goal.
I'm Wayne Wendell. I teach AS2 honors and I coach boys basketball, and I also have a class in financial literacy. I believe absolutely athletics benefit. It's part of the total package. It's not just athletics, it could be music, it could be art, it could be theater, but being involved in school life and being part of the school life is critical for the development, and one of the key things is it teaches time management.
Trevor Warner, I'm the boys varsity soccer coach here at West Windsor Plainsboro North. I think sports benefit students because it provides discipline. It shows a sense of commitment and living up to expectations. I think when you look at people in the business world and leaders of companies and things, most of them are former athletes or continue to be athletes. I think it's an opportunity to become a leader.
Right. I'm Mr. Basio, and I teach social studies here at High School North. Oh, absolutely. School sports? Yeah. I think it's definitely a benefit. For that whole child, every child aspect, it can't solely be about academics. There needs to be something that completes another part of someone, and I think athletics fills that void, for sure.
I'm Tristan Dunn. I play varsity basketball here at West Windsor Plainsboro North, and I'm playing basketball next year at Cabrini.
Hi.
I think that they are beneficial. I think that they provide good lessons in responsibility and time management with how you have to balance schoolwork and sports.
My name is Alexander Dingwall. I play lacrosse at Rutgers University, and now I coach wrestling and lacrosse here at West Windsor North. Yes, they're extremely beneficial. It teaches you how to work as a cohesive unit and play as a team. And it also helps with competition, but I think it's healthy competition because you're competing against others, but at the same time you're also working together with your team to achieve a goal.
My name is Christina DeCindio, and I'm playing basketball at the University of Pennsylvania.
When do student athletes have the time to study?
Sometimes it gets hard because I feel like I don't have enough hours in the day to get all my practice done and train and lift and run and do all my homework, but being a senior has actually really helped because I don't have a ton of work, but in the winter, when it's basketball season, it's tough.
Because at night, like you're spending a lot of time just at the school, like doing your sport. So it would be quite beneficial if you could have some time during school to do that instead of at night.
In college, it kind of became an issue with time, with practices, team lifts, and then games where road trips where we'd be out on the road for an entire weekend.
How do teachers help students that struggle academically?
We establish, times where they can get some work done, like on game days. And I always allow students to come late to practice if they need to see a teacher. An extension, possibly dealing with the scenario. It's a student-player basis, depending also on the course and what the assignment was.
Where I know that day is going to be problematic, I have no problem giving all or any of the students another day, as long as they communicate with me before the event. I post a monthly calendar so my students have 1 month knowledge of all assignments. In addition, I provide them with notes, which I post on my teacher page, but teachers do different things in order to assist. But I think the most important thing any teacher can do or any student can do is to communicate with their teachers and each other so that we know what's happening, so that we can be fair with all.
I think a lot of it is a challenge in terms of what their time is. If they are willing, we all typically have a prep period where more often than not we're willing to provide some extra help. Lunchtime is another time if it's agreed upon. Sometimes it may require something before school if that student can get there. A lot of it is driven by the initiative of the student. We can offer times and opportunities, but the students themselves have to advocate at the end and follow through with that.
Students need to communicate with their teachers or professors to receive extra help.
I think communication is key. Any student needs to, start a dialogue with their coach if they're having difficulty, and also the teacher. Approaching the teacher and saying, this is what's going on, I'm struggling. Teachers are always willing, I find, to try to help develop the skill of time management with a player or any student. So, reach out, advocate for yourself, and start communicating right away. Don't let it get to the can't come back from that.
And it's always better to talk beforehand, not wait until after a deadline has been missed. I think more often than not, you'll find most teachers are willing to work with people individually. But we're only able to do that if you take the time to come and see us ahead of time about a problem that you're having.
Should in-season athletes be exempt from physical education?
I think it's something that is definitely worth looking into.
Could there be an exemption for physical education classes? And as long as it's not the health component, which is a mandated thing, they're getting the work. They don't necessarily need that physical work. So that to me is an accommodation that makes sense. It was something that existed in my high school. As long as we were in season, we did not have to go to PE.
But the idea of, as long as you're actively engaged in some level, it doesn't have to be varsity, it could be freshman or JV, level of an athletics for that period of time, as long as it's not a health quarter, I think that allowing for you to have that as an additional study time is important. I think we'd have to figure out what the parameters of that study time is. Is that a classroom rather than the lower dining hall or something like that, which I don't know how much gets done there. But I think it's an interesting concept and an idea.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. It's kind of funny because my dad was a 3-sport athlete in high school, and he went to a prep school, and they had something similar where if any season that they were playing a sport, they wouldn't have to take gym, and then they could use that time to work on their studies instead. And so I think that would be beneficial to student athletes.
There needs to be change. The stress of competing at a high level, both academically and athletically, can have a daunting effect on high school and collegiate athletes. The pressure of pleasing their coaches and parents takes a toll on their ability to sleep, increase their anxiety, and lead to substance abuse. It is critical for students at the high school level to establish relationships with their teachers and continue at the collegiate level. Communication between a student athlete, his or her coach, professors, and parents must be distinct. This is the best way to schedule time to tackle all of your responsibilities. Students must abide by their professors' decisions and prioritize academics over athletics.